questions for Coach?
But you said yesterday you didn't have the words to talk about. Did you have any words after that one?
Yeah, they went up. That wasn't clean as a whistle. It's like you locked in the full drive right out the gate, and just kind of felt like it was going to be one of those days. And to our guys' credit, it was just unbelievable. Back-to-back days for Bauman and Cannon. We were able to get to that part of the game with them running off and leaving us. Couldn't catch them. I mean, they're playing for their lives, and we're playing excellent, and just kept getting within one run of them. Our offense really, we had some solo home runs and did enough yesterday, but we never really linked it up or passed it down or whatever you want to call it and come together as an offense until the 8th inning of game 3. And the timing was great, and just like the 6th inning yesterday, I think Mann hit his big home run. That's right when we answered. Today, it's Wilmsmeyer, and I wish I'd have done a little better job coaching right there. Maybe Cannon should have come in with 2 strikes, because it was a couple of change-ups, and Bauman's at that 54, 53 mark in pitches and back-to-back days. I mean, that's a stretch for anybody, and that 7-hole guy, and he's kind of set for a fastball, and he got it and he lost it. And I wish I could have done a little bit better there, but it wouldn't have been as dramatic probably. Anyway, just things you got to keep learning and doing. The guys hung in there great. Cannon got in the ball game. We had the 5 spot. The biggest thing there is I thought Cooper McMurray had a tough strike call on him right there in the moment. Big time with 2 strikes, he puts the ball in right field. And then when we say linked up and they all come together, Cole Foster with 2 strikes. Here I go. It's low hard in the other way. And then Ike Irish, a true freshman with a professional at bat, of being able to go backside 6-hole. And it doesn't always work out, but a coach knows when it does come together and you see those approaches, these guys are they're not trying to get too big. They're trying to have the best bat they possibly can, and they're in the right approach at the right moment. So some of that doesn't seem like luck when you see those at bats show up. Maybe Wortham's to get us started, but other than that, they got locked in. We got some base runners, and the bats got really professional, came together and was enough, because Cannon, it was 9-7. I did not look ahead to like we've won the ball game, and really tried to stay in the moment there, because that 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 4 pretty good hitters to start their lineup, and they were right where they wanted to be. But 2 flyouts, and then Mann with 2 outs. I just thought Cannon he was good last night for a few pitches. I thought he really drove the ball in the strike zone and really pitched really good these back-to-back 2 games.
Just the job that Bauman did to get you there. That you had to have somebody eat some innings today, and he was able to do that.
Yeah, I squeezed him. He even walks out of there giving up the 2 runs, but he gave us a chance because we squeezed him, and he gave it all to us today. I'm just as impressed with Vale's 2 innings as I was 8 innings last week. He gives up a run. Could have given up a ton. We could have given up a ton in the first, and we just kind of hung around. But Vale, he looked like little Casper the Ghost out there playing ball. It just wasn't a version of himself. He had IVs in his arm yesterday, and to give us 2 innings. So Vale, Bauman, Cannon, man, they stepped up to the plate, and I know it was a shock probably to our dugout and to the crowd of seeing Keyshock pop in there for a couple and handle himself good. He at least turned it over for Bauman in that situation with 2 outs. Man got us, but it's 0-2. We actually made the pitch we wanted to, really like toward the black from really breaking it down with Nate, and the ball goes right over the bag. But if you can get Luke Mann to take that type of swing, you got to live with the consequences there. So that was another run that they earned. But all in all, just a good solid game, and of course our guys are hanging in there. But that was not easy today. That was a hard game.
Butch, what do you think it says about your team that you basically got 2 innings out of your top 2 starters this weekend? We're able to sweep now, and you go into the postseason. Is that 8 consecutive wins?
Yeah, just some confidence. They're doing good, not looking ahead. They're acting mature, and what are the right words that would come out of our mouths and our coaches' mouths and our leaders' mouths, and what are you saying to yourself to keep us locked in? And we're pretty competitive little club if we can continue to do that and nothing changes. So that's the challenge, is making sure that you can just stay in the moment, keep doing what you're doing. But it is good to win different types of games. And if somebody said, hey, we're going to take 2 starters from you, and you not wallow and make excuses and not stay on the problem side, but you're like, all right, here's a solution. Let's go for it. I just think we're acting in the solution side of things more than the problem, because the problem stuff can just make you dig a hole. And so I think the mindset's good, not just to play and not just guys stepping up to the plate. I just think collectively we were all together at 5 and 10. We're kind of all together now. It's been a good close little group, whether it's going good or bad. And I'm thankful they stayed together, and they're in a good place now.
15 home games, all sold out. The team that they came to see was behind for about 3 hours today, but they were still kind of loud when you needed them.
They seem to have fun. I said it on the radio there, and I'll say it again. Our crowd's been amazing. Again, they were rewarded today for finishing the season with us. They got really loud. That was, I think that was tough for whoever was in the ball game there when those bases are loaded, and it got pretty loud. And the ball gets away, and we tie it, and here we go. It's on. And then I thought, just to finish a ball game, I just thought it was engaged. I went from the past, I told you we're going from level 1 of like, hey, people are showing up. Now people are part of the game and impacting the game. And we're at level 2, and who knows? The best is yet to come. We get to level 3 as we're going to continue to make Plainsman Park. We're going to give it a facelift and really make an investment in this ballpark. It's only going to get better.
Do you see it as meaningful that it was a freshman who drove in those winning runs on senior day, sort of picking it up for his senior?
Yeah, it's all of them. Like I said, they're close. And the good thing about us is Bryson could have a great day, and McMurray can have a great day. Foster can have a day. Pierce can have a great day. Howell can have a great day. LaRue, he does so much defensively. Those days where he chips in, and he almost had 2 home runs, I guess. I have not yet seen a ball hit the pad and stay in the ballpark, so that was a first. And then that home run to the pool side there, just outstanding. You can just go all the way around the park where guys can help us. Stanfield can beat it in the ground and get a triple. I think he's the only one on the team that can do that. But we can get a lot from a lot of different sources, and if you make the other fella beat us, which we did for most of the weekend, if we can shove it in the strike zone, then a lot of our guys can have success on the mound too.
As a pitching guy, to have a staff that would go from 20 plus walks in a weekend to a weekend where you don't have 2 of your starters and you walk 2 in the first inning, nobody else, and 7 for the whole series, what can you ascribe that change to? That improvement, that dramatic improvement to?
Yeah, we laid out the tenets early, and we were just not we were not winning those metrics. I think you did a good job of putting it out, kind of an update on where we're at with those tenets. And I think we got past the point of this. You don't have to be lucky. Those tenets are still showing up, even though we're not harping on them as much. They still know, take your emotions out of it. How are you doing in these categories? And I think we finally, we pressed in. I kicked the anthill. I made things worse before it got better. Coach Rock went to the bullpen for a week, and we turned the thing upside down and started throwing guys in different roles. I think I made it worse before I made it better. Was it a mistake, or was it a good move? We'll probably never know. If I would have stayed gentle and just kept on what we were doing, maybe we'd have started winning games sooner. But those are the decisions that you really make. That's where a coach really impacts a club one way or the other. So I did. I went full bore bad guy, looked under the hood, turned it all the way upside down. We come back out by finding Vail. We put Cannon back there. We calmed down. We understood these tenets are for real. It doesn't matter how you feel. It's not about you, because there was a lot of new pieces there. This has got to be about Auburn at some point. And it just started linking up. Thank goodness. I think it's been a blessing also that I should mention that Darren Schoenrock is our pitching coach, a guy with 39 years of experience, a guy that's been a head coach for a long time, a guy that was my pitching coach and that submitted to you're the head coach now. Just an amazing man, and he has stayed with these boys, unbelievable. So to have that kind of quiet confidence, that stoic staying with young people, as I'm doing flips and somersaults and saying it's not good enough and we got to raise the standard. I see it as a blessing, abundantly clear right now, to have somebody like that that's been here with us going through this transition of losing 5 juniors on the mound and losing your number one and all those things, all those excuses that you're starting to try to use and make because it was so bad. And he just stayed the course. I think we don't do a time clock here, but I think he has probably sat at that computer and he's been here with these boys. I think he's probably logged the most hours this year because that looked like the obvious place that we need the most help for this team to do work. And I think he's been the hardest working man, and I think he's been an amazing man. I think he was the perfect guy to be with this staff in this transition. I can't think of a better man to do that. So I already loved him, and personally and away from the job, and I respect him as much or more than I ever have because of the way he handled this year and the way he hung in there with these boys. It's been if you could see behind the scenes, you'd be really, really impressed.